Welcome back, class. In the last 2 weeks, we have talked about the different strategies to achieve each of the 6 learning outcomes. And for each of these learning outcomes, we talk about some specific instructional strategy to achieve this. In this week session, we're going to talk about a method, a model, an instructional design model that you can use in order to engage your students. I remember in the year 2017, I was teaching a class and one of the students asked me a very interesting question. She asked me, Dr. Hill, we have learned about these different strategies. How can I structure these different activities in order to design an engaging e-learning course that can motivate students to read, to watch, and to complete the activities? I find that that is a very important lesson. I'm going to show you a specific ID model that I have used. So the topic of our lesson will be on how can we sequence an instruction. And as I mentioned just now, this was the good and important question that was asked. What kinds of activities should I consider when I want to design an online course that can engage my students? To answer this question, we have to look into something called instructional design model. An ID model is a set of guidelines actually to help you structure your teaching and learning activities. There are many ID models out there in the literature, but in this lesson, I'm just going to focus and discuss on only one specific ID model, which is the 5E model. So the 5E models basically consist of 5 different elements: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. Let's talk a little bit about what does each of these elements mean. Engage element, basically you create some short activities to make the learner curious and to draw out what they have actually learned. The second E is explore. So in this activity, students will explore questions and issues on their own. Now the key point to note is they're supposed to do it on their own, not being told or being taught by the teacher. The third E is about explain. So here in this element, learners will be asked to explain their understanding of the topic or issue or even a question. Again, the focus is on learners rather than the teacher. A teacher may also help explain the issue if they have problem. The fourth E is elaborate. Here, the focus changes to the teachers or the instructor. The teacher will challenge or expand the learner's understanding of the topic. And finally, the last E, if you still remember, is evaluate. Teachers will have to evaluate students' understanding to see if they actually understand or not and if the learning objectives are met. So in this coming class, we will talk a little bit more in depth about these 5E models. I will show you 2 actual courses where I use the 5E model to help engage students. See you later in class. Thank you.